Well, we put Corey Miller, our great sportscaster in the Channel 5 Sports Department, to work tonight for our weather impact alert coverage. And he is live tonight in Arnold, where there has been a lot of damage. Right, Corey?
Mike, if I'm out covering this damage, you know it is bad, and it is definitely bad here in Arnold. We're coming down I-55. You usually see Fox High School lit up on the left. It wasn't. Nothing was lit up. All the power was out. Signs were completely flattened. A Drury Inn sign right off I-55 there in Arnold hanging as you walk past. Pretty much all the signs are like that, including this one on Old Lee May Ferry Road. I'm going to step out. Jimmy's going to get a picture of this tractor sign that is just completely wrenched sideways, showing the power of the wind. Now, we are here on Old Lee May Ferry Road, like I said, and we can't go any farther because, as you can see, maybe in the distance, it's pretty far down there, there's a downed power line across the road. We've already seen 2 fire trucks come zooming this way to presumably go, help people and take care of business, and they can't go any further because this is stretched all the way across Old Lee May Ferry Road here. Cars just have to keep turning around because it is definitely not safe to go any further than that. The damage here is just everywhere. We've seen everything from signs blown down, trees everywhere, decks off the houses over here, and we even saw a guardrail on the side of the road kind of all twisted up in a way a guardrail should definitely not be looking, and definitely not how I've ever seen one. So down here in Arnold, definitely a ton of storm damage. We gotten a lot of reports of roofs off houses. We stopped and talked to a police officer. Couple different neighborhoods definitely dealing with some water coming in, probably from their roofs being blown off. It was raining incredibly hard here until about, 10 minutes or so probably, Jimmy. It's just, there's a lot of damage here. Folks are going to be cleaning this up for a long time, but definitely stay safe. If this power line is down here across Old Lee May Ferry Road, I can tell you it's definitely not the only one. It's probably like this all over the place down here in Arnold.
Oh, certainly. Oh, so you did a great job setting the scene in the Arnold area. What about getting there? What did you see along the way?
It was raining very hard while we were coming down here, so I couldn't, tell a whole lot out the window. But the biggest thing was the signs, the big green signs on the side of the highway. A lot of those totally bent the other direction once we got closer to Arnold, and we've got an emergency vehicle coming up right alongside us where this power line is going to be down here. But getting here, it was a little bit treacherous because of the rain, but the wind seemed to have stopped by then, at least, thankfully.
All right, Corey, be careful.
All right, let's go now to Brent Solomon, who is live in Bridgeton for us tonight. And Brent, what are you seeing out there?
Neighbors helping neighbors, and I tell you what, folks in this community really need it right now. It's a very similar story that we're seeing in many neighborhoods right now. Downed power lines, damage on homes, and tree limbs on the street. Take a look at the Pattonville Fire Department assisting in this one. We're on Benedetta and Scotch, where just moments ago I actually saw firefighters with chainsaws in hand helping to break down some of these trees. And up above I see some electric lines that are tumbling down right now. But what I really want you to get a good look at, if we can, is this tree right here. This is on Scotch. The tree from a neighbor's home came crashing into the master bedroom of this home right here. I just spoke with a young man who tells me his grandmother lives here. Fortunately, she wasn't home at the time. She's staying in a nursing home, he tells me. But he was home along with a friend when that tree came crashing down into the home. Fortunately, they were able to think quick, get the roof tarped up, and now they're beginning that road to recovery. Let me let you hear from him and how he's so thankful for his community right now.
There's people walking around, seeing if people need tarping. It really warms my heart to see the amount of people walking around, seeing if other people need help. It really makes me feel good.
There you go, back live now. I'm looking at James, photographer James Merriman actually right here. I don't know if you can see, and the light may not catch them, but there are people on top of the roof right next door to the home we were talking about. So undoubtedly they're probably noticing some damage to their home, and they're working to get that fixed as well. What I can tell you is that since we've been here, we've spoken with people who were just coming home. One couple telling me, I said, is everything okay? They said, we don't know yet. We're walking up to find out. So hoping that they're okay. But what we really see, as I said at the top of this report, is neighbors, people helping each other, because it's going to take a while for some folks here to get through this. Of course, we're continuing to monitor the damage. We'll update you as we go. Live in Bridgeton, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
And that's the best of St. Louis. St. Louis always comes through for their friend, for their neighbor. Brent, I know before you got to Bridgeton, you were in East St. Louis tonight. There was a building collapse, there were fires. Kind of take us through what you saw over there.
Absolutely. I can tell you, Mike, that it was just an incredible scene, and not in a positive way. It was moments before we arrived to a building that had just collapsed. We were the first news crew on the scene there. For those who are familiar with the East St. Louis area, this is Missouri Avenue, right by the Local Legends Listening Room, across the street from the Culture Club. A vacant building, according to the police chief, that due to the heavy winds just came crashing down. Bricks literally from the building are now littering the roadway there. We captured some images, so we're going to get that to you at some point and put it on KSDK.com for you. But as we were leaving that scene to head here, we saw the heavy equipment out, and again, neighbors helping neighbors pretty quickly, responding to clean up that area. And lastly, I'll tell you this, hours before that, and that was the result of heavy winds. Hours before that, heavy winds are to blame for several house fires in East St. Louis. It was Tudor and 18th and Tudor. Fire started at one home. Investigators don't know yet how it started, but literally within minutes, they say winds from that fire picked up the flames and carried it onto several other homes. Right now, a total of 6 homes in that area are either destroyed or damaged. I spoke with one man who says fortunately he has friends and family in the area. He was at work, got the call to come home, check out his home, only to find that he doesn't have a place to stay tonight. So we're really seeing the impact of this storm here tonight. Mike and Kelly.
Yeah, it's just heartbreaking seeing so many people's homes damaged, some destroyed, but it's also good to know that they're helping each other, the neighbors are helping.
And you
each
talk
other.
about heartbreaking. In Rolla, there was a lot of damage, and the owner of a nail salon, her business was destroyed, and she was on Facebook saying, "Dear Rolla friends and our greatest clients, after all these years, it's been my pride and joy, but I mourn for the loss of my business, and we'll hopefully rebuild." But it's been a heartbreaking night for a lot of people.
Yes, unfortunately, we're going to be hearing more of those types of stories, but it's just good to see that out of all of this, we have not heard of any injuries so far.
That's so far, and we hope it stays that way.
Yes.
We do want to go to Annie Krall, who is live in Grays Summit. We do know that Scott and Gary earlier tonight were talking about a tornado on the ground in Grays Summit. So Annie, what can you tell us?
Mike and Kelly, you caught up with me a little bit earlier, and I was in Villa Ridge, so we were trying to get around, see what was happening. And Grays Summit, of course, is very close to Villa Ridge, and in Grays Summit, it is the same story. We have some down power lines, some tree damage, and I want to show you behind me, we have one of those trees. It's pretty gnarly. It's hard to see. It's on top of the power lines. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like any damage has been caused on the road. It doesn't seem like an electricity problem, but it is graphic and hard to see as we're on Highway MM. People are driving up, trying to see. We were able to speak with a tree service cutting person just a little bit earlier, and he said that he's been told by first responders that they're getting diverted from Route 100 that we were at a little bit earlier, and it was so jam-packed. And now we have this situation that people are getting diverted, and we have trees down here as well. So that's making things very challenging. So it's these down power lines that are hard to see. I also want to show you some of the branches that are right here over on Highway MM. We're walking here. It's very muddy. Again, that comes with all of the rain that we've been seeing this entire night. But these are just some of the branches that we've been driving past. They're not causing a ton of problems right now. Of course, they're not in someone's house, they're not on someone's property, they're just off the side of the road. but that's because there's so much worse damage. The trees that we've been seeing, this down power line, we were able to speak with someone else who basically said there's probably 20 trees down Highway MM. We had to pull over just to try and find a spot to set up and get set because the traffic has been so bad and so backed up, and people are trying to understand where they should park, where they should go. This Gray Summit area, this Villa Ridge area is just so hard right now in Franklin County because there's nowhere to get around. And of course, it's late at night. People have been driving around for hours. Trips are taking so much longer, and especially for truck drivers we've been seeing and turning around. This is just not a good situation right now in Franklin County, making things so much more challenging. Again, between the down trees, the power lines, and then all of the spaces that we've also been driving and trying to figure out where to route ourselves correctly. And so that's just been one of the challenges. Of course, we'll keep you updated, whether that's between Gray Summit, Villa Ridge, and of course heading into tomorrow about what else the damage is, because we're close to Purina Farms. So we've been hearing that there's more damage, of course, by a Burger King, by Mr. Fuel. So there's more to be found out and investigated, but we will stay on the roads as long as we have to. For now, though, reporting live in Franklin County, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.